What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Imperfect. We have the very first ever returning guest on Imperfect. How are you doing, Jason Vesser?
Hey, Gage. I'm doing well. It's been a good day.
It has been a good day. It's a first, beautiful day in a minute.
It is. No snow, bitter cold is out of the forecast. It's been a good day. It's nice out.
I love it. And Jason, I got to tell you right now, thank you so much for being the very first Patreon member of Imperfect's Patreon. Thank you so much, bro. Broke that ice.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people don't realize just how much work goes into everything, and we'll talk about it later. But I do kind of have an understanding, and it's hard. It is so hard. So anytime I can be an encourager to somebody, definitely. And you're such a good friend.
Well, thank you so much, man. That's why I love having you on. I love the positivity and your support. This guy is always supporting and encouraging people to do their thing and to chase their dreams, and gives any advice anywhere and anyhow he can. But this time, we're not talking business. Well, we are kind of. We're not talking filmmaking business.
Yeah, this is hobby.
We're talking, hobby YouTube business. Jason Vesser has amassed 20...
I think we're close to 29,000.
Almost 29,000 subscribers on YouTube in the span of...
September, October time. September is when we really started launching
So
videos.
less than half a year.
Yeah, I think we're about 5 months.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. So we are here. We've had so many conversations about YouTube, and I just want to bring all those conversations on the podcast and talk about this whole other life that you live, man. Because you live out, you go to college, you do the film gig, and then you are up 6 a.m. every night at home grinding.
11 until like 4:30 in the morning is our typical video recording YouTube time. It does wear on you. It's like you do so much, and then you hit a point where you just crash from exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't felt burnout yet, but I've definitely hit that exhaustion, especially when I launched this. And I was like, because remember, you got me hyped up. I've been talking to people. I was like, it's time to launch the podcast. And then I was like, I'm going to launch 3 a week. Oh my gosh. That December, I launched 3 a week for a month, and it killed me. It was so much work. It would shoot one day, edit all day the next. Shoot the next day, edit all day the next.
Yeah, and typically the longer the videos, the more time it takes to edit. Mm-hmm. And the other thing as well is... podcasts can be very uncontrolled.
Yeah.
Yes. And the one thing that with ours, ours is more controlled, but I swear sometimes kids and everything that...
Yeah, your 6 kids that come in. Speaking of that, what do you do? Let's explain to the people. What do you do on YouTube? What is your channel about?
Yeah. So, originally when we started, my wife was reacting to things that were really funny or just the different videos on YouTube. And we started, she showed me a video on America's Got Talent, V.Unbeatables. And their story and everything, immediately, I was kind of crying.
Resonated deep.
Oh man, it touched me, and we literally followed their journey, and we would react to anytime they had a dance video because they're a dance group. They were amazing, but America's Got Talent, they made it up to the final episode. Or the finale, and they ended up getting 4th place, and I was pissed. And my wife grabbed the camera, and I just went off on America's Got Talent. I kid you not, and they're a group from India, right? And what had happened is overnight that video got several. It started about 2,000 views, and by the end of the week, it had 16,000.
Wow!
But people from India were watching, and they're just like, you know what? We see that you do reactions. Why don't you take a look at this? take a look at this video, and it was of different places of India, and was just so much culture and everything that in all of the videos, and you know that literally was the start of our channel, and so I think there was maybe 6 or 7 videos prior to that point.
Wow.
And each of those had several hundred views, but you know, as soon as America's Got Talent messed up V. Unbeatables,
Right.
you know, and we just, my wife just happened to record it. I was so pissed. I don't know. It's funny.
When I just remember seeing the video, and you're just like the most straight face I've ever seen you do.
Like, I'm funny when I get angry. Like, like for people who are outside, like it's kind of, it's really intimidating for them.
Right.
Because I am very like, it's not often that people see me pissed.
Right.
You know, and man, I took that to my core. When they lost, I just like, was so angry, you know. Well, anyway, that started our reaction channel, and our audience is our reaction videos are primarily of India, are Indian focused. Mm-hmm. But our audience is 76% Indian.
Dang.
8%, or actually 8.5%, almost 9% American. UK we have a 3%, and United Arab Emirates.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had like 0.1% from them saying.
Yeah, they're actually 4% of our audience, and then there's like 11% unknown. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, and in all honesty, my wife is the star of it. You know, like I'm. Well, so I look at it like this: anytime there's a tag team, it captures more attention than if it's like a single person, unless that person has like superstar personality.
Right.
My wife is that person. I am the analyzer. I'll sit back, I'll watch, and I'll form opinions. But yeah, I think we do a pretty good job of tag teaming it.
That's awesome, man.
That's what the YouTube channel is about, is Indian cultural video reactions.
Reaction to those videos. And so how do you get so many of these videos to react to?
So right now we are sitting about 2,700 requests.
That you have not done.
So we are pulling a request from each month. So our very first month we had a little under 190 requests, and we're trying to do a video a night faithfully, you know, or a reaction every day. Some days we did 2, but the trouble is you burn yourself out trying to do 2 or 3,
right? And
then it causes you to just be exhausted the next day to where you're just not able to record.
Yeah.
So so a little under 200 requests from the first month. We ended up doing 47. Second month, we doubled that. And then December, quadruple. January, we got 700 requests, or 760. Wow. So we actually have a big pool, but the way that we select it, right? We've gotten so many that what we do is if there are similar videos, what we do is we look at the quality, or the first like 10 to 20 seconds of the video, and we see which one has the best quality and which one out of the maybe 5 or 6 would probably be the most interesting to
react
to watch, or for us, which one is it that we think would be the best one.
Right.
So we kind of group the videos together. You know what I mean? Like, we've gotten so many that's the easiest way to do it. That way the theme is still able to be done.
Right.
With so we still honor the people who are requesting, you know. So
right.
Even if it's not their specific request, if there's one that out of the group that quality is better and it does, or that it
Right.
catches attention better.
So like, don't you have like, you gotta have duplicates too, right?
Yeah. So it always happens. So we have 4 different ways that people send us requests. We have WhatsApp, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and then we also have the YouTube comment section.
Gotcha.
In our comments, the last time I checked, we were close to 16,000 comments.
Wow.
16,000 from that's the quarter from December
to now.
Yeah, to now. So it's
wow.
Thank goodness YouTube has its search.
Search, I was about to say.
Yeah, we can just type search for React.
Oh man.
And we're able to
go through that.
Yeah.
So speaking of this comments thing, you do these React videos and you're killing it. I love it, and your wife is just one of the most outgoing, happy, most positive. I love it.
She's a blessing, I tell you.
She is amazing. So, but with all this love though on your YouTube comments and all this stuff, do you get any hate comments?
Oh yeah, I think anybody who has a YouTube channel, there's always going to be haters.
Yes.
I don't think there's a single person in the world that is liked by every person that they come in contact with.
Right.
But the thing is sometimes people will judge and speak off of 20 seconds of watching your YouTube channel. You know. That we've had people say racial things. We've had people say things about voices. We've had people say, tell your husband he needs to go to a gym.
What? Oh my gosh!
I know. If only they knew I was sucking in. No, I'm kidding.
I'm bigger than I actually am.
I'm just like, hey, best fam, thank goodness, babe, we're done recording.
Oh,
I
man.
can let it out,
Right, for real though. So like with all those amounts of like negative, like how do you cope with it? You just kind of have to have thick skin, or do you are you the kind of person to go in and delete all the negative comments?
So my wife her and I go about things differently. In fact, I think she's taken away my commenting. So I do the Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, typically, unless people request to speak to her. And she handles all of the YouTube comments. Like I kind of get more, I don't know, it's almost like daddish, like,
right.
Listen, if you have an issue, there's plenty of other reaction channels.
That's
like we're not the only one. If you have an issue, find somebody else. We're, that,
right.
like literally, like that's, if you don't like us, that's fine. We're still going to do what we're going to do.
That's amazing, dude.
But sometimes, so there's a difference between criticism or positive criticism.
Yes.
Versus somebody who's just being a hater.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, early on in the channel, so we are editors, videographers, we're
everything. Commenters.
We take pride in the things that we do, right?
Right.
And I would get so irritated when I would make a mistake, right? Like, So here's a great example is when we record, we have 3 different audio files. And if one of those is out of sync, it throws things off a little bit. So there's been 2 videos that the audio was off just a little bit.
And it makes it weird.
And people start commenting, and it's like, all right, I know. All right. Guys, I'll go and pin the comment. Like, guys, I'm sorry the audio's bad.
Right.
From the husband.
From the husband.
And Lakeisha's just like, Jason, please don't tell me that's what you did. And I'm like, I thought that was the best way to get people to
like stop.
not talk about it. I
Right.
felt bad enough, you know.
What'd she recommend? Like, just ignore it, I guess?
No, she responded to all of the
So
all of the
rather
comments
individually.
and literally
Oh,
said
man.
sorry, and I'm just like, babe, yeah, it won't happen again. I'm sorry.
You took away your commenting privileges.
Well, and the thing is like her way of handling the comments is, you know, be as kind and polite as you can,
Right.
and I guess my way of looking at it is problem solution. Like if there's a problem that somebody might have,
Right.
if it's something fixable, then I'll look at it as a fixable problem.
Right.
But if it's something that is they're just trying to create drama, I'm just like, okay, if there's an issue, you know, it's not with us.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. We try to keep it. Oh my gosh! Somebody at one time had messaged
Right.
that our clothes were indecent.
What? What does that even mean?
As in, they thought that they were just inappropriate for, you know, and I'm just like, okay, so we have worn the same type of attire, you know. What is decent?
Right.
And they said, it doesn't matter. You foreigners don't care about it. I'm just like,
about your looks or your clothes?
No,
or something?
no, don't care about India. And I'm just like, you know, like we have so much love for India, but like sometimes we're surprised by things people say. Like,
yeah.
But it's all good.
They're just trying to provoke reactions, you know. They just want to piss people off because, I don't know, like, I mean, in your life, like, think about this, since the digital age, have you ever, like, wrote a negative comment on something?
You know, I really...
And I say
I say constructive criticism.
I was about to say, leaving constructive...
I have not been blatantly, like, a jerk to somebody. You know what I mean? Like...
the worst I've got is like, it's mostly too like family will post them on Facebook. I'm like, why are you posting this? Like, this is like a private matter, or if it is like a public thing, I'm like, yo, this is like, I think this is legit.
I think the meanest that I have been online is actually in our channel.
Really?
Not well in the comments. It's just like, especially if they say something about my wife or you know, like somebody said something about I don't know her face, or you know, and I just went off, and I'm just like, you know what? Here's the thing: is your attitude is no. I just kind of went off and said your attitude is ridiculous. You know,
man.
I don't. Or our channel is a place for love. It's our goal is to just be a place to offer love to people, and I think your comment's ridiculous. Like, you know, like it's funny because when I'm talking about it now, I laugh at it but man, I was pissed. Like somebody,
I'm
like,
sure.
So especially with your wife, your kids, those things that are like so personal to you.
Yeah,
it does.
It hits a string.
It does. It hits it, and my wife is able to take a step back and say, you know what? Just delete the comments. We don't. Why are you wasting time responding? Just delete the comment. And I'm just like, because it makes me feel good. I don't care if they. But Jason, people see on our wall.
Yeah, they'll see on your comments. Yeah, see, that's tough. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, constructive criticism is so different than like blatantly going on. It surprises me when you go in the comments and how it's just that like that's like one of the stupidest ones is to go on someone's thing and your first insult is to like go at how they look. Like, how can I change how I physically look? If it's like, oh, your audio's too low, your audio's off thing, like, that's all great. But you can't just be like, yo, like, this person's ugly. Like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, oh, want me to wear makeup?
A mixed couple. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, dude, people are weird. Do you get any weird things like that? Like saying, oh, like you're...
Yeah, we've had people remark about yeah, just mainly racial or just personalities, like
Right.
another one is and I think this is a cultural one, but I'm not 100% sure because I've heard different things, but like Jason, you should restrain your wife.
What does that even mean?
Like that was my question. I'm just like, what do you mean? And they said that she talks over me, and I'm just like,
So you have to restrain her?
well, that I'm not sure if that's a translator type thing. Or
You said
like,
that in America?
like yeah, but at the end of the day, like as soon as he told us what it was he was talking about. We looked back at some of the videos and we're just like, you know what? We do kind of battle on talking with each other. Like,
Right.
that's one thing I try to do is it's almost like taking turns.
Yeah.
Your turn, my turn.
turn.
But if I wouldn't, well, if I would have just jumped off at the comment at first without.
Yeah.
It probably he was one of our earliest fans, and he was I would say in our first 100 subscribers.
Wow.
And when he made this remark, it was like when we had like 3,000 subscribers. And I'm just like,
What? That's
like,
crazy.
Like,
it might be a cultural thing.
I'm giving him a chance before just popping up.
Yeah, like getting all angry. It's like, yeah, we don't do that. We're all equal out here.
Yeah, we have a lot of our fans or our Vest fam,
Your
our Vesser family, our Vest fam,
Right.
that we we know in our live sessions, we know, and like we pay attention to the people who are actually watching us, and it's like that's one thing kind of important is I don't ever want to be in the position where somebody messages us and says, hey, you guys, I've been trying to put in the comments to do a request, and us just being completely blind, like, well, I don't remember you.
Right.
Like we have on our comments over 25.
What?
25,000, I think. I'll have to pull up the numbers.
You got it?
I
Pull it up. Let's see what you
I'll
got.
check it out real quick. So,
You got this.
by the way, anyone who does YouTube, get the YouTube Studio app. It is amazing. So, and while on that note, while this is pulling up, the TubeBuddy is another one that just helps tremendously on tags and everything else. So, if I can be an encourager, do that. TubeBuddy and YouTube Studio.
Awesome.
All right, so analytics. We have. So for the last 48 hours, we have had 138,000 views. Our impressions in the last month or last 28 days, we were at 21 million. So for the last 90 days, we are at 28,000 comments.
Wow.
So
That's crazy, bro.
yeah, that it's the with the comments, they come through, and this is why Lakeisha and I have the roles that we do, because our Instagram has grown, our Facebook has grown, and Instagram and Facebook it requires way more attention. Like I can literally spend an hour talking with people on Messenger.
Right.
And it feel like it's only been like 5 minutes. You
Right.
know, it makes me think of when I was a high schooler, or just sending messages back and forth. And I love it because you get to connect with people so much deeper.
Yeah, on a personal level.
When someone sends you a comment.
Yeah, so I that's one of those, like, those thriving things of why you guys succeed so well, or finding the success, is you're commenting back of every single comment, or at least trying.
The first 24 to 48 hours, we tried to do a good job.
Yeah, because at first you were like trying to hit every single one. How far were you until you got to the point you're like, we absolutely cannot reply to every single comment?
So, I would say mid-October, when we had 5,000 subscribers, we realized at that point that the amount of time that we have, there's no way that we're able to do everything that we do while going to school and working full time and the kids and all of that. Like it, and that was responding. We still go through and we look at all of the comments.
Right.
And I would say of all of those the comments, the 28,000, we have probably seen about 85% of them.
Wow.
What we've responded to is probably about 5%.
What?
Just because there's no way. Like we, it's funny because Instagram and Facebook has been it's been so much fun, but it has become its own time consuming endeavor. But we enjoy it. Like
that's what I was gonna say. That was my next thing, is like this time restraint between it all. I mean, just a reminder, Jason has 6 kids, has a wife, of course, running the YouTube channel, running the full-time business, and going to school full-time.
4.5 hours.
Yes, I mean, at this point, you're
how
like,
often do you see me?
I know,
asleep?
Literally.
You're tired.
Literally. You're like Elon Musk, bro. You're out here doing 4 different crazy things, man. That's time. And like you said, I want you to talk a little bit about the process of how you make, let's say, one video and the commenting and the editing, and how much time actually goes into that, because like you said, it's not just making the video and editing the video, even though that's its own thing, but also the engaging. So dive into that for us.
So our schedule is like this. With our regular day, we spend the first hour and a half after a video's launch, and the beginning of the day is actually at like 12 o'clock midnight, sometimes 11 o'clock. It all depends on when the video actually is completed. So we will spend an hour and a half commenting when a video is first released. Typically we end up staying up until 3:45 to 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Lakeisha is very, very lucky because she gets to sleep in. I go to the office about 9:30, 10 o'clock, or to class, or, whatever it is. Or sometimes I'm just there with the kids because Keisha is really, really tired, and it's, the kids need that adult supervision.
Yeah.
Or else we wake up with syrup.
Oh man,
in our carpet
6
or something.
of them guys, I bet.
Well, three of them are under the age of 5. So those are the ones that two were terrible 2s and 3s. Like Heavenly's 3. Heavenly's the opposite of her name. She's Heavenly's the ringleader of every bad thing.
She's the ringleader.
Oh, dude! Anytime there's something like, so the syrup, that was a Heavenly story. There was a morning, and this is before YouTube, but she stuffed a toothbrush and toilet paper in the sink, and turned on the water and flooded the basement. Yeah, and I woke up with a hallway full of water, like the entryway of my bedroom. I'm just like, Heavenly, no, why did you do the things that you do? Why?
Oh, man.
But anyway, so we the regular daily things like work and that, school, whatnot, we do until about 5, 6 o'clock.
Right.
And then at that time, come home, make dinner, get things ready, get the kids off to bed. With our babies, they are or they're insomniacs. I don't know what else to call them. They feel if we're up, they have to be up.
Really?
So that becomes a battle of who lasts longer, you know?
Oh,
And
no.
because literally we trying to record while the kids are there, it becomes rough.
Right.
One has the worst sounding cry ever.
Oh, man.
And we've had that happen where they just start crying in the background, and in our minds we're just like, oh, I hope the microphone's not picking this up.
Oh, man.
You
for
know,
real.
or screaming, whatever, or they just show up in the middle of the video and you're watching, and all of a sudden you have to pause it, and it's like, oh, go downstairs.
Go downstairs, back to bed, little one.
Yeah. But yeah, so we try to record about 11, and we try to do 2 to 3 videos. It all depends on, because what happens is when you record, as soon as or if you record and then edit right away, you won't have any time to do other videos.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because editing itself is its own process, and
Yeah.
you know, it's time consuming. It is so time consuming.
Yes, it is.
So
It very much is. So you spend, let's say, you probably shoot one reaction. Let's say a 10-minute reaction. Does it take, what, an hour to shoot?
so most of our reactions are 15 minutes. Editing, so reacting about 15 minutes to shoot. Editing ends up being anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on if the kids are involved.
Right, so you have to
or,
cut them out. Yeah.
Yeah, but like one thing that we always do is we never ever watch something that we watched before. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like the very first, I
Yeah.
guess the truest reaction. And in some ways that hurts us. And what I mean by that is there will be things that we will start watching and there might be a camera issue.
Oh, no.
You know, it's like when you're recording and you don't realize that the camera has shut off.
I was about to say, how many times that happened, man?
With my Mark IV, a few.
Oh,
Well, and that's
man.
the thing is like sometimes it becomes quite a hassle in the pre-production. It's like setting up the lights, setting up everything, remembering to empty the memory card, you know, those types
Right.
of things. And yeah, if you miss a step, man, it can really mess you up. Like,
Right.
there's been some things where we were recording and yeah, the light went out in the middle of it, or what do you think? Some mild recording without audio.
Oh, man.
You know, we have 3 audio devices, which it helps quite a bit, but when 2 of them are not rolling and the only one is the actual reaction video,
Right. Oh, man.
you know,
The pain.
it has those moments where it's like, oh no.
So it could take up to 2 hours to shoot and edit, right?
Yeah.
But then what about the titles, captioning,
You know,
the tags?
we have pretty well gotten the process down with that. In the actual production stage, or, you know, TubeBuddy, I mentioned it as an app. It will actually list you the most applicable tags for the topic, or so they have like a barometer. Oh, whoops.
Talk with your hands. It happens
I
at least
know.
once.
But they have a barometer that shows whether or not something is searched heavily, if it's not searched. Like there's a balance with YouTube, right? You don't want something that everybody is looking for.
Right.
Yeah, so TubeBuddy, it has barometer or whatever. But what it does is, if everybody is doing the same type of, so let's say everybody's doing motivational videos,
Right.
you know, what happens is, if your channel is not well known, or so the YouTube algorithm, what it does is it's based on your engagement, your comments, your views, the likes. Like they have so many things that they look
play
at.
into it.
And what TubeBuddy does is it doesn't focus on what's already out there. It focuses on the the best search terms to help bring, like, as weird as this sounds, right? So if you put 2020 at the end of a tag, so like let's say we were talking about motivational videos,
Right.
right? If you put motivational videos 2020, all of a sudden it will push you towards the top of the search list, because
it's 2020. Do you put 2020 on every single tag?
no, we go off of what
TubeBuddy suggests.
Yeah. So, and
this
it
does
does
the
a
free
really
version,
good
or this is the one you
so
pay a little bit more?
Pay a little bit more. Don't do the phone version. Do the we made the mistake of doing the phone version before doing the desktop version.
Oh yeah.
And the difference is like $10, and the desktop version comes with the phone version, but we didn't know that.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, the desktop version is amazing, and it does an excellent job of just putting your content in front of people. Because the hardest thing about YouTube is there is so many new YouTubers and existing YouTubers with so much content, that what it is causing is, when people put a video out, they'll be on page 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And where nobody's able to see them.
Yeah.
You know, and I can tell you that's one of the best things to purchase.
This TubeBuddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely agree, because it's like, if you're a gamer, think about, everybody knows what Fortnite is, right?
Yeah.
Fortnite's popping. But if you type Fortnite in Google or in the YouTube search, you're going to get all the famous, Ninja, all the big gamers,
high engagement people.
Yeah, exactly. So the big guys with millions of subscribers, and you're just going to get lost. It's going to disappear.
Yeah.
So, like you said, if you played a game that was lesser known, like maybe it just came out, or maybe it's an older game, you're able to find it because not as many people are posting about that. So you can try to slip under the algorithm, because if someone posts Fortnite, not going to find it, but someone posts, I don't know, like League of Legends or something that's not as well known, they're like, oh, you're going to have a better chance to pop up, and then you can kind of build.
Yep. Nope. It's invaluable. Invaluable.
Definitely agree, man. Definitely agree. So one big thing, like, I want to talk about is finding your audience. And me and you are CMP majors, mass communication majors, and that is literally what we do in almost every single class. Video classes. Who's your audience? Who are you making the video for? If we're in marketing, like, who's the campaign for? If we're public relations, who is our audience that we're talking to? Like, everything. So identifying and making an audience. Let's have you talk a little bit about that. How you built how you found your audience and then built upon that on your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So the V.Unbeatables, they were the what opened the door to just people asking us to have an opportunity to look at the culture, or originally when the first requests were actually video requests or movie trailer requests, and we watched things and reacted to it, and we're just like, man, they have a lot of really good stuff, you know. And it's kind of funny, because with the reaction channels that are already out there, you know, and there's many great ones. They all focus on movie trailers, and you know, it kind of made sense that those were some of our first reactions, you know. But as we got more and more requests, we realized that people really loved just the videos that depict the culture of India, or the things, whether it be like festivals. Like in America, we really don't have any type of festivals where
Right.
people, India, they literally have so many festivals and so many things that are just amazing. It, but one of the things that we found from our audience is, I think one of the reasons why we are growing like we are is because India has been depicted so bad by the Western media, or American media. Anytime you see something, it always depicts it as third world country ish, and
Right.
donate to this cause.
Right.
And we were seeing India in the culture and all of the things there, in just amazed by it because we never saw it here.
Right.
And the like it has grown our love for India, and I think that with that, all of the people of India, so our audience, the content itself migrated. If you look at our channel, originally we had way more movie trailers,
Right.
but in a way, I feel like, um, and I think this is American Hollywood, but there's a lot of things that are being mimicked throughout the world. So there's action movies that there's a lot of differences, but there's a lot of similarities. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like we get excited over some of the things that we see in culture, whereas movie trailers, I think they don't really depict a side or a true side of what's really there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the Hollywood version.
Right.
So our audiences helped us in or in changing what we do. Like the other reaction channels, a lot of them actually are starting to follow us, which
Really.
in its own way is kind of it's like, all right, guys, uh, you were doing the that type of stuff before, and this is what we're
Doing.
just what we're doing. Like you guys have your thing. This is what we want to be our thing. But
Right.
I think though it's good that it just grows your appreciation for just foreigners and that, and like me outside of this. Like one thing about me and my wife is we are very we're genuine. Like it, like we do our best to love all people. Not
Yeah.
everybody is
That's the
really
same.
wants to be loved.
Right.
We'll put it at that. But like we do a lot of things with the like Africans here, and like Sanju. Like even before we started the YouTube channel, like my co-business partner, Jeeves Ads, the owner of it is Sanju, and he's from Assam, India. Like we just have a really just welcoming, or we just have a love of people that I think not everybody has. Like
Right.
there we go.
Yeah. I love that because I think you, like you said, you had this. You had 75%, right? 76% of Indian culture. So when
Yeah.
you started shifting, when was it that you realized that it was starting to be like such an Indian culture instead of making, like you said, reacting to like our movies and America's videos and kind of things? When you're like, oh, we actually have some following, maybe we should dip over here.
Yeah. So, when we were first starting to do videos, we didn't know what it was. So it was originally Lakeisha.
Right.
And what it was she knew that she wanted to just put her personality on YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was kind of an open channel. There wasn't any niche. It was just like, oh, here's my thoughts on this that's going on, or this or that, or
Right.
And people were sending different things for her to look at. But I would say that we had less than 5 requests. Right.
Wow.
So 5 requests for us to watch. or for her to watch at that point. It was during our peak season. September, October time was our peak season.
Right.
For the business, and it was all Lakeisha. But she would try to randomly catch me on camera, you know what I mean, and get my opinion on things. And I'm very practical. I don't, I analyze things and I'm real about it.
Right.
So, but yeah. So 5 requests, and then the me going off on America's Got Talent. Like, literally, if you look at the video, it's America's Got Talent, you're wrong, or you're rigged, or I literally went off on it.
I remember that.
But yeah, all of a sudden in that one video, we had 50 requests to react to different things of India, and our audience from America just wasn't really as active,
right.
I should say, or that people weren't asking us to do different requests on, there was a Jim Fell compilation and some other things, but those were all prior.
Right.
And as soon as we just realized that there was a connection to or the people from India just really felt very connected with us. It was nonstop requests, and that everything that we have done has been request driven. There's not been any time where we say, okay, well, I don't want to react to anything that's been requested.
Right.
Let's react to this because I think it would be good. No, we always do the requests, but we've gotten to the point where before we would do the actual videos that were sent. Now we have so much or so many requests that are grouped together. Right. That we just go with the best out of the bunch, So
yeah, that's crazy. But you found your audience, and you took advantage of it.
Well, I feel like they found us.
They found you. I like that.
That's like we literally had such a heart for V. Unbeatables, and like they were the ultimate underdog story. You know, like they were from the slums of well, have you ever seen Slumdog Millionaire?
I have.
Yeah, yes. So that was their background, as they were in the slums, and literally they kept getting to the point of the top finalists, this group, and they're amazing to watch, and they get to the point of the announcement, and at the announcement they find out they lose. Yeah. And there's been three competitions where that has happened, and I'm just like, you know what? This is so wrong, because the thing that I and this is why I called AGT rigged, is because AGT focuses more on true talent versus the story of somebody. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think that the story is not what the contestants are there for. Right. They're there for having somebody who is risking their lives, jumping 30 feet in the air, and possibly, like, they had one of their members die, from the stunts. But how do you compare that to somebody who sings? Yeah. But what happens is, I think people connect with the story, and just and not to say that the winner isn't talented, because I think they are, but V. Unbeatables came back, and they won America's Got Talent champion. So yeah, they won champions.
Did. I did not know that.
Dude, their final performance was incredible.
And so they won. So they won.
Dude, they won it.
And didn't you went down and saw them live, didn't you?
Yeah, we saw them live in Vegas. Like, that was insane. Like,
that's got to be one of the biggest full circles you've ever seen, is to,
dude, not only that, like, we we saw that people were leaving, or some of the groups as part of the America's Got Talent Live
Right.
were leaving, and we're just like, well, maybe if we stick around, we might be able to see them. We literally got pictures with them. They were so
No
nice.
way.
Like, dude, it's like, and they are so humble. Like, you
That's
know, like
awesome. Did you bring up the YouTube video?
Yes, but you know, we had maybe 5 minutes with them because they were trying to, or they security was essentially trying to push it through,
y'all.
but they literally there's we got to meet the girl, the boys, like everybody, and we not all of them were able to speak English, but
Right.
a part of my well, I won't say at all that I'm fluent in Hindi or whatnot, but you know, I've learned a couple of words, so I'm just like, namaste, not like, you know,
Just
like
saying all those things.
and I'm just like, we love you, you know, like,
Yeah.
dude, it was kind of funny because I felt like I've never been in the position where I felt like the super fan of somebody, you know, where you're
Right.
like, you guys,
Hands
this
up.
means so much to us.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
And Lakeisha was like 10 times. I'm just like, babe,
Calm down.
babe, this is so awesome. I'll take the pictures you get.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy though. You think that, but then you're there in the moment,
Yeah,
and
you get excited. It's
adrenaline
like an
rush.
adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Like, and they spent the time. We got several pictures, and they're just awesome.
That's phenomenal, man.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's even crazy that I actually got to meet them. That full circle of talking about them, following their story, and then you're like post about them, and then it goes viral, and then you end up.
Yeah, we when we were talking to them, I'm just like, when we come to India, we want to come to Mumbai. Is
Right.
one of our trips. Would you be willing to have us meet you in Mumbai? And you know.
Heck yeah,
And
dude.
they're just like, yeah,
That's
like,
so great.
dude,
Do a fan meetup. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, man,
Do you have any plans? Go down there, maybe?
So we have a trip scheduled from the 20th of October to November 15th
Of this year.
of this year.
Bro!
But so we've got a couple of trips that we're going to be doing. So that is one that's through Jeeves Ads.
Right.
And that one is going to be for Delhi. So Delhi, Jaipur, Assam, Shillong, and then we'll be in Calcutta for 10 days as well. And I'm hoping one of our best fam isn't watching, but we want to make a trip to Odisha as well.
Oh, man.
Like, and just surprise them. The first person who has sent us anything on YouTube, we literally want to just make sure while we're there we go and visit him.
That's
It's like
awesome.
4 hours from Calcutta, but we'll
Make it work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's exciting, though, too, man.
Oh, man. It so much has happened in the last like 4 or 5 months, and like one thing that I can say, and I'm always an encourager to people who are interested on YouTube or whatnot, but like it very, very any person who's thinking about it, look into it. Look at how to be successful on YouTube, because there's a lot of work and time that goes into it. But I think that any person is able to be successful on YouTube. They just have to not get caught up in frustration of things not growing. You know, like things will grow. It just takes time.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So.
I think that's exactly true. I mean, you have people like Mr. Beast. I'm sure you know YouTube. You know Mr. Beast, right?
I don't know Mr. Beast.
What? One of the biggest YouTubers, bro. But he's the guy that always like does crazy. I don't know if you heard Team Trees. The guy that planted the 20 million trees.
Oh, really?
He's done crazy
Does he do the
things.
$10,000 challenges?
Yes, he does a lot of 10,000s.
My kids love him.
Yeah, so he's one of those guys, but I mean, it took him years and years and years.
They're just like, Dad, can we do a $10,000 challenge or maybe a $5,000?
You're like a $50 Amazon gift card.
Guys, we're not there. It will probably be months before years before we're even able to do a $10,000 challenge.
It takes time, takes money, man.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of a struggle, man. But I heard, we were talking for a second, that you want to start some other channels.
Oh
What are
yeah.
you thinking, man?
So we have um, 3 that are in mind. My wife wants to do a mukbang.
Mukbang.
A mukbang. I can't pronounce it,
I
but
don't know.
she loves eating and just being in front of, like, and it's pretty entertaining. It's almost like you're at a family dinner type thing, or
Right.
or eating with friends. And she wants to start that, and then I want to do a skit type, or something that's not like our cinematic advertising, or
Right.
film, but just more fun skit, funny, whatever.
Right.
And then we also want to do a a worldwide reaction channel, and this is more for countries that the media has just kind of given a crappy name to.
Right.
Like, one thing we realized with India is, like, well, every country has its good and its bad, right? But India is always portrayed for its bad.
Right.
There's so many countries, though, that the American media has done this to. It's like different parts of Africa, different different countries that have just so much culture in that, and they the media just depicts them as like crappy countries, and I think that's the one main thing that we have realized with India is it's not like that. Like, and I think the, with India, the thing that we have learned is that we have, or the thing that we have learned is that the people there are so hurt by what the media has done, It's like anything that has been connected to them, they realize that it is because the media has portrayed them badly. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure it's the exact same way for many other countries. That the media has just kind of given a bad rap to. But yeah, we want to do like a worldwide type channel that focuses on the culture of just different countries. That. It just brings a positive attention to them. It's like YouTube has become more of a platform of bringing positive attention to India. Mm-hmm. And I think we could do the exact same thing for other countries.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see it happen. Let's grow it.
We'll see down the road. The biggest thing is time is the enemy.
Time is always the enemy, bro. Always. But I love what you've been doing. Yeah, I love the grinding. I love the videos, the work, the content. I know it's stressful, but I hope we can grow and get to a point where we got some editors, because that's what all the big YouTubers say. They're like, shooting's the fun part. Editing is the time-consuming part.
Yeah, it becomes the bottleneck in the whole process.
Yes, it really is, because you guys, like you said, we could probably shoot more and get more content, but that time management, man.
Yeah. No, and you know what? Everything that you do is just amazing to me. Like, when I watch the videos that you put out, and that I always try to keep current, because your stuff is just awesome to watch. It gives a different perspective to things.
Yeah.
Whether it be like videography, for example, because you had me on, you had Travis on, you've had different things. You've had people who have been victims of things. You've had people who have dealt with depression. You've had just, I love the message of Imperfect. Imperfect is such a global message that everybody can connect with.
I agree, man.
Perfect through imperfections.
Well, thank you so much, man. That's the whole goal of this podcast. I just want to share the love, share like you said, the stories, the success stories, the pain stories, the life lessons, the differences of where people stand with politics, religion, just all the fun to all the pain, like just anything and everything, man. It's just we're all so different.
You know, in as a child, I used to always think everything was black and white. And
Oh,
just
right.
Very, it's either yes or no, or bad or good. And there's so many gray areas that, and I love that you're doing this with your channel because it explores this. It gives multiple sides.
Right.
And just
Yeah, because you can't.
differences.
Black and white is Twitter, dude. Like this, a 2-hour podcast, and I still leave, and I'm like, I still have so many questions, but you can't keep a guest here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, no, I appreciate being here.
Well, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming on again. Guys, I said it once before, the second time, go subscribe to the Vest Fam. Thank you all for watching.
Vesser Bunch.
Vesser Bunch, but the Vest Fam. Be a part of the community. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.
Peace out. We are going at dip moment.
Dip moment.
At dip moment.